Welcome to the Growth Boss podcast, where we seek out the secrets to high-performing campaigns from some of the smartest marketers in the world. I'm your host, Jared Smith. And today I have Sarvesh Shrivastava with me, and he's going to teach us how he grew an e-commerce brand's SEO campaign by 1,000% in just 5 months. Sarvesh, thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks, Jared. Lovely to be here. And thanks, everyone. I have been listening to your podcast, and you have some really smart people here. And it's an honor to be here at your podcast.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. So for people who are not familiar with you, can you just share a little bit of background on your history in the SEO space?
Sure. Yeah, first of all, my name is Sarvesh, and I've been in the SEO industry for close to 12 years at this point. So I've seen all sorts of changes going through in the SEO industry. And back then, it was so easy ranking sites and growing projects. And I used to be an affiliate SEO earlier. Right now, we specialize into growing e-commerce brands through SEO and growing their revenue and profits primarily. Apart from that, I've been ranked as the number 2 SEO by Favikon in the United States. Apart from that, I've been very active on LinkedIn and Twitter. And I've a combined following of 53,000 followers on these two platforms. I am also very active on YouTube, not as active as I should have been, but yeah, that's where these are the 3 platforms where you guys can find me. And I live and breathe SEO, to be very honest. I have very passionate about SEO, and e-commerce SEO is something that I've been very actively involved and engrossed in these days, helping brands grow. And yeah, that is why I'm here talking about SEO all the time. That's a bit about me.
Love it. Yeah. And before we clicked record, Sarvesh and I were joking about kind of the early days of SEO. When I got started, kind of the hot topic was putting text on your page and then highlighting it in white so that people couldn't see it. And people would put, all of literally 1,000 words of text, which were nothing but keywords at the bottom of their page, but you couldn't see it because it was white text on a white background. So things have definitely changed over the last 19 years.
Right. And just blasting all of the links with exact match anchors on free directories and whatnot. And it just used to work wonders. And you'd rank, literally, you'd register a domain today, and within a week, you'd be number 1 for any keyword that you'd want.
Right.
And today, with so many updates happening almost every week, SEO has come a long way, and so have we.
Yeah.
It has been for good, to be very honest, but SEO has become a lot of complex, and the barrier for entry has definitely increased quite a bit. So It's good if you're doing genuine SEO, if you're doing it the right way. Black hat techniques have definitely taken a lot of hit with the current SEO scenario.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. So I want to dive into what you were able to do for this e-commerce brand. Walk us through kind of the starting place, met with the client. What did the client share in terms of what was wrong with the site? And then how did you actually find out what the main issues were, if there were any main issues, or if they just maybe needed content or links or something else?
Right. So when they started with us, they were hardly getting any traffic, and they actually made a major changes in their site structure and the site design and all of that. So they were not getting much traffic earlier either ways, but they redesigned the whole site and moved to Shopify and did all of that. So when they came to us, they were hardly getting around 70, 80 clicks per day from organic traffic. And all of that was also coming to their blog pages and those pages that were not driving any traffic and revenue to them. Their main focus and everything was just getting traffic from paid channels. So SEO was something that they were not even considering at that point, but they wanted to build a brand and create a barrier of entry so that their competitors would not just steal away all of their traffic. Because with paid ads, the ad costs do increase every quarter or so for them. So it was becoming tough for them to be financially ahead of the game just by investing into ads. So when they came to us, that was the scenario. And we just looked at their site and started with more content, more links, fixing all of the basic SEO issues. Obviously, we'll get into that later. But that's what we focused on, getting all of their product and collection pages done right. And from there, from 70, 80 clicks per day to fast forward 5-6 months, they are currently getting around 1,200 clicks per day to them. And all of the traffic is coming to their product and collection pages. So
Amazing.
That's the kind of transformation they have seen SEO wise.
Okay.
And obviously, with e-commerce SEO, what matters is what kind of revenue numbers they have been able to generate. So that is where they have seen massive growth as well. That has led their belief that okay, SEO could also drive revenue for them. Earlier, they were of the opinion that okay, ads is what would be the major revenue driving factor for them. But with the kind of revenues and the kind of results we have been able to get for them, now they believe that okay, SEO could also be a major marketing channel.
Yeah.
So that is what I consider a big win for us.
I love it. I love it. So you mentioned that all the revenue or a lot of the revenue and traffic is now going to the product collection pages. Did you find when you dug into the site that it sounds like they created a new website? Maybe they didn't redirect all of the old pages into the new pages. Did you find any kind of redirect errors, issues like that? Or did they maybe not even do any redirects at all?
So they didn't actually change the URL structure. It
Okay.
was just maybe a redesign of the theme that they did.
Okay.
So the URL was kept as it is. I wouldn't say it was a massive design overhaul. It was just like changing the theme structure, adding more CSS and styling and all of that. That was done. So I wouldn't say the old theme was bad enough that was causing them to not rank. So it wasn't something that was actually stopping them to rank. But yeah, with the redesign, and that's when they came to us right after the redesign. So now they were more happy with the current state of their website, that okay, now our site looks good, and now let's invest into SEO. So that is the point when they came to us.
Okay.
Back then, when after the redesign is when they were getting 70-80 clicks per day. So when they came to us, what we primarily focused on was how we can get more traffic to the product and collection pages, because that is exactly what is going to drive the revenue. Obviously, we can do more blog posts and get traffic to them faster, but getting the traffic to blog posts is not something that would drive their revenue numbers. And at the end of the day, the ROI would be decided by how much money those pages are going to make them for them every month.
Yeah.
So that is what we focused on, getting those product and collection pages ranked. For that, we did a lot of link building. We optimized those product and collection pages, did all of the basic SEO stuff for them, so it starts ranking.
Love it.
And when the revenue numbers were up, they were all very happy that okay, it is working now for us.
Absolutely. So walk us through some of those changes that you made to the product and collection pages from an on-page standpoint. What did that look like?
Right. So with Shopify, good thing is that the collection pages already have some basic structure to them. So that's a good thing. With a lot of other platforms, let's say Magento or WooCommerce, there's a lot more work that's involved. At least with Shopify, you have a basic structure given. But with the collection pages, I mean, there are certain things that we do, which is obviously optimizing the meta title descriptions, which are the basic SEO things that you should be doing. But what happens is when you have a lot of collection pages or when you have a lot of product pages on the site, even just doing the basics result into a lot of quick wins.
Yeah.
Because when you have, so this particular client, they don't own the product. So they are like an aggregator of the products. Mm-hmm. So they have a lot of product pages and a lot of collection pages. So what happens is when they get the product pages live, they don't have the bandwidth to do the proper SEO optimizations for all of those pages at once, right? So that is where my team comes into play, and we just go back and optimize all of those pages. So even to just doing the basic right for, let's say, 800 pages, 1000 pages, that immediately gets them quick wins. That is the first thing that we do, is just get the basic on page factors done right, get the meta title done right within the limits, get the meta description done right within the limit, make sure their H1, this is something that I see across so many e-commerce brands done wrong, that they have 5 H1 tags on the pages, which is such a basic SEO mistake, but this thing happens. And I see this happening across so many. So I'll just plug this here. I am developing my own Chrome plugin for on-page SEO. So just when I'm testing this, I test this across multiple of Shopify stores, and I see this across happening so much that most of these stores will have on-page SEO will have 5 H1 tags on the page.
Yeah.
And it's such a big rookie mistake, but it's happening and it's affecting them from ranking. So just fixing all of those basic SEO mistakes give you really quick wins across, because when you have 1000 pages just having the same mistake, that affects your overall growth for the site. So we fixed that. We added some content on the collection pages, unique content above the fold, and also after the products. So all of these things I also teach on my YouTube channel. I give first-hand insights on, okay, how do you exactly do this? What would be the A to Z process for that?
Yeah.
But these are some of the things that we do for similarly for product pages. Add unique content for each product page. Don't just take it from the manufacturer's website and copy paste that. So because Google obviously values unique content a lot, so make sure you have some unique content on the page for those product pages. So just basically for e-commerce SEO, don't over complex it, simplify it. Just make sure you have the basics done right, and that you'll see major wins happening right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So let's dive into link building a little bit. I feel like link building is one of those areas that can drive big growth, but it can also get you in trouble. Walk me through your strategy with link building and what you do for your clients.
Absolutely, I totally concur with you there. It could get you massive wins, but it could land you into trouble as well. So first thing first, I mean, if someone who doesn't have much experience of doing link building, to avoid trouble, what I'd say is make sure you avoid link farms. So how do we as experienced SEOs avoid link farms? Link farms are sites that are built just to sell backlinks.
Yeah.
Their whole purpose of existing on the internet is to sell you backlinks, because these days everyone knows how crucial and how important linking out to other sites is. So these sites are created by the site owners to take money from you and give you link in exchange. That's their whole purpose. They're not there to serve any other purpose in terms of creating blogs or giving value to the internet. Their whole purpose is just to sell backlink.
Yeah.
Avoid those kind of sites, and that is exactly what we do. If you just take care of this very bit, that you avoid link farms. How do you avoid link farms? Is you just have a look at those sites in tools like Ahrefs, Semrush. Ahrefs is the one that we use because it has the best link data. Make sure it's not linking out to a lot of sites, casino, gambling, these kind of sites, and it's not trying to manipulate Ahrefs metrics like DR, traffic.
Right.
It should be a genuine site that is there, that is actually helping readers. If that checks out, that's the kind of link that we try to get for our e-commerce client. And if you are able to do that, it just works out.
Yeah. And you know, it's a link farm when you visit the site and you go to the recent blog posts, you click on one and it's linking to a San Francisco personal injury attorney. You click on the next one and it's talking about a casino, and you click on the next one and it's a New York flower shop. You're like, what in the world? That's how you know this site was built for nothing more than generating links.
Absolutely. And when you check their menu, they'll have at least 15 categories all over the place.
Yeah.
How can one site on the internet? I mean, you're not a news portal where you can just be talking about sports as well as cars, everything under the sun on the same site.
Yeah.
That's not how a normal blog would work.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, exactly, you can. So the very easy way is to just see what sites they're linking out to. Just go to Ahrefs, see the sites that they're linking out to, and you'll notice a pattern that they're linking out to anyone and everyone on the internet.
Yeah.
You can very easily make out that, okay, this site's whole purpose is to take backlinks, take money and give out backlinks. That's the whole purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So walk me through link velocity a little bit. So this is an area that I don't think a lot of SEOs talk about, and I don't think a lot of business owners understand. How important is link velocity to you in a campaign, and how do you determine how many links to build per page or for the site as a whole on a monthly basis?
Right. So for e-commerce business owners, basically link velocity would be a concept that is a bit of complex thing for them. But if you just simplify it down and you think from Google's perspective, if your site has been dormant for ages and suddenly it starts getting links out of nowhere, it does not look natural. Like all of a sudden your site starts getting 10-20 links per month, which was dormant for let's say 2 years or 3 years of its existence. It was not getting any backlinks, and for no reason whatsoever it has suddenly started getting 10-20 links this month, and then it does not get any link again for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, there could be a reason that it could have gone viral, but then you have to justify it. It should look that, okay, it went viral, but that does not happen in 99% of the cases. So that is why link velocity is a concept that, okay, you are creating those links in a way that it should appear natural to the to Google. You decide on a campaign. When you do, you find out, okay, these are this is a link gap between you and your competitor that you want to overtake. You come up with a number by doing your analysis that, okay, 50 links are needed to kind of overtake you versus your competitor, and you have the campaign for, let's say, 8 months time duration you have. So then you decide the link velocity of, okay, I'll be making 5 or 6 links per month, and you decide on that velocity, and you give Google that velocity over a period of time. So everything looks natural to Google that you are getting that links for a consistent period of time. So it's not something that you just woke up today and decided, okay, my site needs 100 links just now.
Yeah.
Because you won't get credit for those links. It would look unnatural. And in most cases, Google would either penalize you or would just ignore those links.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
No, I'm 100% in agreement. You got to start kind of slowly, and you've got to also keep your competitors in mind. If your competitors maybe only have 5-10 links going to their product pages, don't go out and get 50 of them. So you got to, start slowly, but then also kind of keep an eye. There was something an SEO said last week that I thought was really good. And he said, don't be the black sheep of your industry. And it's just kind of like, the same type of concept. If your competitors have 5-10 links per product page, then be in that same range, maybe get a little bit better quality links than they're getting. And that can be your edge along with solid on page, but don't go out and do something that is way out of the norm for your industry.
If you see, Google's whole algorithm is based on this, that you don't be the black sheep.
Yeah.
Be it the word count, be it the terms and phrases. So that is exactly why tools like Surfer SEO Neuron Writer exist, that you don't be the black sheep. You kind of merge between the top ranking competitors. They actually look at the top 3 or 4 ranking page sites for that competitor, and then they suggest you what terms and phrases you can include in your content. So the whole purpose of these tools to exist is to show you that, okay, this is what you need to do to rank, so that you are not the black sheep and you don't have other terms or phrases on the page that these sites don't have. You're not missing out on terms or phrases that these sites already have on the page.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally agree that you just don't be the black sheep. Just do what's working already for the sites that are ranking and do one better.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what my original mentor, Bruce Clay, would always say is do exactly what everybody else is doing and then do one better. There's little ways that you can do something a little better with links or a little better with on page, a little better with site speed and different technical factors. So I've always really liked that. Talk to us about anchor text. That's an area where people can get into trouble. What is your philosophy on anchor text, and how do you build links with different kinds of anchor text for your clients?
Right. So we are very, very careful with anchor text. I mean, you can never be more careful with anchor text, to be very honest. We always, when you're building links, take a look at how many links that are required to rank for that page. Just make an estimation. Then always make sure for us, the first link we go with is an exact match anchor text. Then we go and diversify the other links that we build after that. So we always aim to get our best link at the first. And I'm talking about, let's say we are trying to rank a collection page or a product page. So we'll try to give it the first link as the best possible link from us as an exact match anchor. And then after that, we'll diversify it with partial match anchors, branded anchors, naked URLs and all of that. So we'll make sure to diversify those anchors. And the next exact match anchor, and even that exact match anchor won't be the same phrase. So it would be phrase match anchor, I would say, but it would come after a while of sending the first exact match anchor. So we try to be it's better to be under optimized rather than being over optimized with anchor text.
Yeah.
So in the past, there have been so many Google updates where sites that have been over optimized in terms of anchor text have been hit. So it's better to be safe than sorry with anchor text.
Yeah, agreed. And what about your link mix? Obviously, a lot of people are into guest posts these days. Very popular type of link. I'm guessing you guys use some of that as well, but what other types of links are you building, and how do you determine how many guest posts versus other types of links that you're going to build for a campaign?
So primarily what works the best for us is guest posts and link insertions. These are the cream links that works the best for us. Occasionally, depending on the campaigns that we do for clients, we also do digital PR, but that depends on whether the clients requires it or not. So it's guest posts and link insertions are something that just works across all of the projects. You see the nature of the internet. These are the two kind of links that work, primarily making the whole internet: guest
Yep.
posts and links from new content and links from existing content, to simplify that these
Yep.
terms. So yeah, this is what makes the whole. We used to do PBMs way back in 7-8 years, but now we don't do that anymore.
Yep.
It's only guest posts and link insertions, and then we sprinkle it with some digital PR depending on what's required of that campaign. Yeah.
Okay. Love it. And let's talk about technical SEO. What are some common issues that you see? And then what are kind of maybe opportunities that you see for business owners in the e-com space, and maybe they're not taking advantage of those as they should?
With technical SEO and on-page SEO are very intermixed when it comes to commerce SEO. Obviously, your site should be very fast loading. That's an important mix that you should take care of. And that's not just for SEO. Even if you're doing ads, if your website is not loading fast, that's going to affect your conversion rate. So it has to be loading fast. There's no two ways about it. Apart from that, what you need to do in the on-page, that also kind of entails into your technical SEO bit. That yes, you need to have your heading tags, you need to have your meta title, description tags, and all of that in place. Because if you just do those basics right for an e-commerce SEO, most of your product and collection pages would not have that much competition. Obviously, depending on the niche that you are in, not all niches and not all products and collections would have a lot of competition. Because when you have a lot of products, you'll be there in competing in keywords where there won't be a lot of competition. And if you just do those basic technical SEO and on-page SEO bits right, you have a fast loading site, you have all of these elements done right, you'll rank automatically. So that's where I'd say just focus your energy on. Don't just go into a lot of complex stuff, just get the basics done right, and e-commerce SEO would reward you quite a bit.
Yeah, love it. So, Sarvesh, I have an interesting question for you. What would you say is the most competitive keyword that you've been able to rank for?
Right. So I'm not sure if we are actually able to disclose that because we sign an NDA. But
Okay.
yeah, I could disclose some information around that. It was a KD60 keyword, and it took us 9 months to rank for that keyword. But it was a very, very monetarily heavy keyword. So the client did make a lot of money
Yeah.
once we ranked. Yeah. And it was very competitive in the sense we were building 12 backlinks per month just to rank for that keyword.
Yeah.
And the site already had a decent DR. When they came to us, they were in DR 50 range. When we finished, they were crossing DR 70.
Wow.
So it was quite a bit of, obviously I'd love to share more details, but it was an NDA that's stopping us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was something that was, and it was pretty challenging as well. So in those kind of challenging niches, on page could only take you so far,
Yeah.
because the top ranking sites. One more thing was, of the top 5 spots, 3 spots were taken by home pages, whereas what we were trying to rank was a collection page. So what was happening was those home pages already had a lot of links going to them.
Sure.
Which is the nature of a site, that the homepage does have a lot more links than any of your inner page.
Yep.
Our client wanted to rank their inner page for that term because that's how they wanted us to rank for it. So inner page had to get a lot of links, and that's what we focus on in after all. Right. So yeah, hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Partially.
good. And what do you feel like, the top 1% of your campaigns, the most competitive, the most challenging ones, what do you feel like those have in common in terms of strategy, tactics that were required to win?
So for the top 1% campaigns, I'd say there's no alternative to link building. So with the lesser competitive campaigns, you can say you can do well with just on-page SEO, but that is not the case with the top 1% campaigns, because there the competition is fierce and you'll have to invest heavily into link building. Plus the on-page SEO, obviously that has to be done regardless of what the niche is. But when you do that, and when you combine the link building alongside an on-page SEO, magic could happen with SEO. And what happens is, when that happens and the revenue shoots up, that's when you see the smiles on the faces of client, and then it's all worth it, to be very honest. And then you get to keep the client for a longer duration. So yeah, it's a win-win-win.
You're making believers. You're making believers out of SEO. So I love it. I love it. And any other tidbits that you're noticing right now in the SEO world that you feel would be important to share with our listeners?
Right. So a couple of things I would say. First is, There's a lot of talk about EEAT right now. So I'm not sure if this term your listeners would be familiar with, but it's experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. So I would say it's more about links at this point, because anyone can just throw information on a page and say that I have this much experience and authority. Is what others are saying about you what matters to Google. Obviously, you should have all of this information on a page, your about page, which people are there on your team, what their credentials are. But it's more about what others say. So what kind of links you have, what kind of mentions you have on the internet, that matters a lot. And with backlinks, I mean, if you are going on the backlinks route, make sure you avoid link farms. That's very, very important. With a lot of agencies out there who are just there to sell links, it's easier to kind of just look at metrics and say that, okay, this is a good link, that you'll be promised that, okay, you'll be given a DR30 link, you'll be given a DR40 link, but you need to do your own due diligence when you get a backlink, that, okay, this is whether this is a good link or not. Same with SEO. I mean, SEO is such a big black box that it's easier to, I would say, fool or to kind of misguide clients or by agencies. So you as a client, you should keep your eyes open as well to know and understand what kind of reports are being presented to you.
Yeah.
Hope that went off the tangent.
Yeah. It's good. That's amazing. So Sarvesh, thank you so much for being here today. For people that want to connect with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Right. So I'm very active, like I said, on Twitter. I'll share my profiles with you. You can share in the footnotes if possible. So Twitter is there, LinkedIn is there, YouTube is there. You can find me either of these places.
Amazing.
I'm very active.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys.